Hello and welcome students to the class of analog electronics. In this particular class, we are going to study about a particular electronic device. It's a single electronic device, but I must say it has a vast application, right? In your multivibrator chapter also you have studied about 555 timer circuit. Yes, in this particular video we are going to study about 555 timer circuit, different types of its application, its block diagram, which is very important for your exam also. What are the prerequisite for this particular one? Nothing much things needed to be know, just like what is IC, how IC can be marked with the pin diagram, that is which pin will be its number one and which one will be its the last number, nth number for a NPIN IC. But that's all. The outcome, the course objective that we are having after this particular video, yes, very important. Application of 555 timer circuit. If we can use 555 timer in our project, in our real-time project work, then we can have a various application. 555 timer circuit itself helps to produce square waveform. 555 timer circuit itself helps to produce pulse. So 555 timer has a vast application. So let's not waste our time and let us start today's lecture. Okay, so I welcome you all again. So the first thing, what is a 555 timer? As I have already told you, it's a 8-pin IC. So the 555 timer is an 8-pin IC that is capable of producing accurate time delays and oscillations. In the time delay mode, the delay is controlled by one external resistor and capacitor. In the oscillator mode, the frequency of oscillation and duty cycle are both controlled with two external resistors and one capacitor. Now capacitor. Capacitor in this particular circuit is a very important device. Why? Because the charging and discharging of this particular capacitor will actually exhibit the pulses. We will see that later in different mode, in multivibrator mode, in astable multivibrator mode, monostable multivibrator mode, but just have a view before we go into depth. So a capacitor is an electrical component that can temporarily store a charge. The rate that the capacitor charges discharges is a function of the capacitor's value and its resistance. To understand how the capacitor is used in 555 timer oscillator circuit, we need to understand the basic charge and discharge cycles of the capacitor. Yeah, very important part of 555 timer. I will ask you all, it's not a suggestion, it's mandatory, have a copy, have a pen with a scale and draw the diagram, and you have to remember this diagram, you have to understand this diagram before we go for the application of 555 timer. So let's take a 5 minutes and draw the diagram first. Okay. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. You just complete the diagram. And then we will discuss about it. This is the internal block diagram of 555 timer. Instead of block diagram, you can also write internal block diagram of 555 timer. just draw the diagram as it is given over here, uh, and then we will discuss about the different parts, the different points. The number shown beside the points are the pin number of 555 timer IC. So for 555 timer IC, number one pin will be grounded, number two pin will be provided trigger voltage, number three will be output, and that's uh, all. That's the way the pin diagram has been decided. So let us now discuss what this block diagram actually describes. Okay. So here we can see the first question that comes into our mind: why it is known as 555 timer? Why this particular circuit? Why not 777, 444, 333? Why it is 555? The reason is, we can see here three registers are connected in series. Register number 1, 2 and 3. These three registers are of value 5 kilo ohm, and that is why this particular circuit is known as 555 timer circuit. So three 5 kilo ohm resistors are connected in series, and that is why it is known as 555 timer circuit. Now you can see two comparator. This is comparator 1 and this is comparator 2. In many books you can find this is known as upper comparator and this is known as lower comparator. That is also right. Again, in some of the books it is known as threshold comparator and it is known as trigger comparator. That is also right. So we can call this as comparator 1, comparator 2, or upper comparator, lower comparator, or threshold comparator, trigger comparator. Okay. Now the output of these comparators are connected to a flip-flop, which is a reset set flip-flop, RS flip-flop. So whenever reset will be on, that means this output Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1. Again, when set will be on, Q will be 1 and Q bar will be 0. Now this is the direct output terminal of the 555 timer, and this Q bar output is connected to a transistor which is known as discharge transistor. So this is the basic block diagram of 555 timer. Now schematic diagram of 555 timer in oscillator mode. Just take 5 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes and draw the diagram first. Give heading schematic diagram of 555 timer in oscillator mode. So I hope all of you have draw this figure also. Here, this is the external resistor and combination of capacitor that are connected to the circuit. What happens? Uh, just a minute. Yeah. So when the circuit gets on, this voltage will get divided across these resistors. 1/3 VCC, if it's VCC, then 1/3 VCC will be stored here, and the 2/3 VCC will be stored here. So when 2/3 VCC is getting stored here, the comparator 1 will be uh, turned on, and uh, it will reset the flip-flop. As it resets the flip-flop, Q will be 0 and Q bar will be 1. So when Q bar will be 1, what happens? The capacitor will be charged, the transistor will be on, and the voltage will come up to here. Right? No voltage will go to C. But the instant it takes to store 2/3 VCC will be much more than the instant it takes to store 1/3 VCC. So comparator 2 will be on first, and it will set the flip-flop. So Q will be 1, Q bar will be 0. When Q is 1, we can have an output in the waveform, and Q bar is 0, so transistor will be off. So this voltage will charge the capacitor C, up to which it will charge the capacitor up to 2/3 volt. When 2/3 volt will be stored in this capacitor, this particular charge will get to this comparator and the reset process will be there. So by charging and discharging of the capacitor, this output can be on and off, which will be in an oscillator mode. Yes, this is the diagram. The total high time of the that is the charging time of the capacitor will be 0.693 into RA plus RB into C. Just you don't need to draw this diagram again. This is the same diagram. Just draw this waveform and write down the equation. Draw the waveform and write down the equation. The high time means the rising time of the capacitor. The derivation is not required, just you need to remember the equation. this is the low time, that is the discharging time. See, in charging period, the capacitor gets the voltage through RA/RB, but to get to the discharge transistor, the only path the charge needs to traverse is the RB. So the discharging time is 0.693 into RB into C. So you give the heading discharging time of capacitor and write down the equation and the waveform. So the discharging time for 555 timer in oscillator mode will be lower than the charging time. Next, this is the uh, period, frequency and DC, that is duty cycle of 555 timer. So just have the equations. Just give heading of period, write down the equation. Period is nothing but the total time period. So you have already find out the rise time, the charging time and discharging time. So total time period will be the sum of charging and discharging time. Again the frequency, that will be inverse of time period. So 1 by T. And duty cycle. Duty cycle is defined as the ratio of high time to the total time period. So duty cycle will be defined by T high, that is the charging time, divided by total time period. So just take 10 minutes time and write down these equations. So this is the period, frequency and duty cycle for 555 oscillator circuit. Period is the summation of charging time and discharging time of capacitor, whereas frequency is the inverse of total time period. So first you have to determine the total time period and then gets the inverse, and you can have the frequency. And last thing, duty cycle, it is the ratio of on time to the total time period. What is on time? On time is mentioned over here as high time. So charging time by total time period is the duty cycle. So I hope you all have done with all these equations. Next, we will solve some problems. For the 555 timer oscillator shown below, calculate the circuit's period, frequency and duty cycle. So before I go for the solution, just you guys have these equations. So from this, you can find out period, frequency and duty cycle. So using those equations, just try to find out answers and then we will go for the solution. We will check it with the solution given over here whether the answer is right or wrong. You don't need to draw the diagram. Just write the value of RA, RB, RC, RA, RB and C, and you can find the value of period, frequency and duty cycle. You don't need to draw the diagram. In exam also, you don't need to draw the diagram for any problem. But for any descriptive type question, it's better to draw a diagram. So this is the solution. Just check it with your answer. This is the next problem. For the 555 timer oscillator shown below, calculate the value of RA and RB so that the oscillator has a frequency of 2.5 kilohertz at 60% duty cycle. So here the values of frequency and duty cycle is given. You have to determine the value of RB and RA and RB. So from the value of frequency, you can find the total time period, and from total time period and duty cycle, you can find the value of charging time, and by using this, you can find the discharging time. So from that, you can get RA and RB. So try once, then we will have the solution. Yeah, so this is the solution. This is the continuation of the solution. I will suggest you guys just understand the problem and solve it by your own self. That will be much more easier. And then you can check your answer with the answer given over here. So thank you students for watching this video. I hope this video will help you in understanding 555 timer circuit in depth. I hope this video will help you in solving the problems regarding 555 timer. If any doubt arise during the solving problem, during the uh, understanding of the operation of 555 timer, you should mention that in the comment section. And if you like the video, just hit the like button. So thank you once again. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.